There's brown rice, corn, black beans, cilantro, and jalapeno salsa. I think I've used it before on one of my taco mukbangs. But yeah, I am trying to eat healthier, so it's going to be like more vegan meals. And then if it ain't vegan, it's probably not going to be a lot of meat. Or like, you know, only seafood. Y'all know I can't let go of seafood. So yeah, I'm going to pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for the food that I'm about to receive. I ask that it may be natural to my body. I ask that you bless the hands that prepared it and bless my entire team, Jazzy. Amen. This is the one with the pickle. I don't even get the pickle, but this is good. I have noticed, just from being vegan a long time ago, we really don't need meat. It's a texture, you know? Tacos, burgers, like all of that you can use walnuts, mushroom, beans, like you can replace your meats with those type of texture foods. And you're not missing anything, you know? The pickle is good. Mmm. My favorite is the salsa. And I almost put sriracha mayo on this, but it got milk in it, so I'm like, well, I can't name it vegan if it got milk in it. Mmm. Yo, my battery about to die. And the sun going down. What a day. What a freaking day. So what we gonna do, I'm gonna eat this food until the battery die. And then I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna come back and tell the story after my camera has charged up. But yeah, it's about a young girl named Yara in Italy. These pickles is hitting. A young lady in Italy. She was a teenager. And she loved to do gymnastics. Let me ask y'all. Girl, I get mixed reviews. So this is the video to let me know. Do y'all like it when I eat first and then tell the true crime story? Or y'all want me pausing like this, can't even say a sentence, telling the true crime story and eating at the same time? I get both sides, you know? Because for me, I can hurry up and get the video out. I be so anxious to tell the story. I can hurry up and get the story out as I'm eating.
You by yourself?
Yeah. I mean, my camera's on.
Your hair look cute.
Thank you.
Okay, now look at this. You're welcome. Are you
That's cute.
doing a mukbang?
Yeah, but why you acting like that? Nobody can see you. You said.
But they can hear me.
So? Oh, you got to talk about somebody?
No.
Okay, do you good?
Okay, what you think about this? The length.
I can't believe my camera about to die. That's why I'm just sitting here talking on the phone. These pickles is good on it. I didn't put it on each bite. It gives it like added crunchiness, and it gives it like the vinegary taste. This is good, y'all. It took me no time to make it. There's canned black beans, brown rice, like all that stuff you know how to make separately. Put it inside of a hard shell taco. But yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't want to be telling the story and pausing like this because I'm chewing, you know? But it's your world. Tell me what you want. You know you fat when you trying to decide which end to bite off of. Like, what's gonna be the best first bite? This is so good. Yo, I done had, this is my 6th taco. I definitely gotta go to the gym tonight. I'm getting full. That was good. Do y'all drink kombucha? Let me know. It's really good for you. And I feel like it's so strong that it doesn't taste like anything. Like, that's how strong the sizz is. It takes the taste away. But it's really good for you. Right now, my favorite is the watermelon kind. One more of these left and I'm done with my gallon for today. I've been doing so good. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna say this for my members only video. We're gonna get into this true crime. My camera still ain't died, so I could have started. Okay. There was a little girl, 14 years old. She was a baby. All right, you guys, I am back. My camera died, but it's all good because we're here. That wasn't nothing for y'all. I literally just waited a whole hour to tell this story. Like, I got to get this story out. I was sitting there like, this cannot be life. Okay, so anyways, we're going to get down to it. It was this girl. She was 14 years old. Her name was Yara, and she lived in Italy. It was a small town in Italy. The population only at the thousands, and everybody knew everybody, and her parents was comfortable with her walking to and fro gymnastics class. And this particular night she did not have gymnastics, but she needed to drop off her stereo. She had asked her parents, can I please take this stereo to gymnastics because they have a hip hop class going on. They really need music, and our music has been messing up, and I already promised them that I would take them this stereo. And so the parents fought with her a little bit, and they're just like, okay, you come straight back home. So she goes, she drops off the stereo, and there the coach is a guy, and the coach is like playing with her like, come on, stay and dance with us. She's like, I really can't. I have to get going. And she texts her friend. It didn't say what it was, but she ended up texting her friend, and then she left the gymnastics place. She went home, but her parents never seen her. Her parents is like, she's supposed to be home by now. She hasn't been home. What's going on? They're calling her. Her phone is going straight to voicemail. So they go to the gymnastics building and still no Yara. So they go to other places. They're calling friends at this point. They asking gymnastic teachers and teachers at school, like, has anybody seen her? Everybody is saying no. And her phone, like I said, is going straight to voicemail. So they instantly go to the police. And the police jumps on it too, because this was nothing popular. Stuff like that didn't happen in this small town. And so they jump on it, and they're trying to figure out where she at. They bring the dogs out, and the dogs start at the gymnastic place and follow her scent. They didn't even go towards the way of her home. The dogs instantly went this way, as if Yara walked out of the gymnastic place and then just went straight somewhere else, like it was done on purpose. But then they ended up coming to a dead end, the dogs. Sniffing out her scent, they just came to a dead end. And it was the same dead end that her phone was pinging at. So it was as if she dropped her phone, and all of a sudden the scent went away when she dropped her phone, because the dogs was like, they were just going in circles at that point. So at that point, the police is like, all right, we tapping everybody's phone, everybody in the town. We're going to listen to every conversation. And so they're up all night listening. Ain't nobody getting sleep. I mean, they working hard to find this little girl. Well, they heard a voice, somebody talking on the phone, but he wasn't speaking a language that everybody knew. Like, he was speaking a different language, but he was crying. He was crying and sobbing on the phone. And so they're like, that's suspicious. And so they go to a translator, and they're like, what is he saying? And she goes, and they're like, boom. So they looked up the number, they find his name, they search for him, and come to find out he just bought a boarding ticket for a boat ride to a different country. So they're like flying in boat. How do you say that? You normally say flying in the car. They're flying on a boat. They are like, they're speeding in their boat, chasing after the other people that's on the boat, going to a different country. Like, imagine that. Like, just imagine the guy, the murderer, he's just sitting there on the boat chilling, like thinking he getting away, not knowing they flying behind him, about to arrest him at any second. So they end up catching him right before they crossed the border. They did catch the boat and they arrested him. And so his lawyer came and his lawyer is like, what is this about? And so they told him, like, there's a little girl missing and your client is on the phone crying, talking about he didn't mean to kill her. It's the only, this is the only murder case in this town. And he says that on the phone. So they listened to it and the lawyer was like, that's not what he's saying. Y'all, the translator was wrong. Like, everybody's so wrapped up in trying to find Yara's kidnapper that the translator instantly said, oh, he said he killed her. No, and that's not what that man said. That little boy girlfriend had broke up with him. And he was leaving a voicemail. He left a voicemail on her phone and saying, please give me one more chance. And she didn't. And so he bought a boarding pass to go visit his family in a different country for Christmas. Because this happened in November. So it's freezing cold. And that's why they're like on it. Like anytime somebody goes missing in the wintertime, oh, they really be on it. And that's not, it should be just as severe as if it is in the summertime. But I don't know. All the cases that I have looked into, every time somebody go missing and it's cold outside, they don't play about that. Just in case they find them and they alive, And so he was going to visit his family for Christmas. And so they let him go. And the town was mad. Like, if he said he didn't mean to kill her, that means he did it. Like, they didn't care about the translation being wrong. They just wanted so bad to pin it on somebody so everybody could sleep at night. Because like I said, that's not what normally happens in this small town. So Yara's parents made videos and, they stood before the community begging and pleading the attacker, whoever kidnapped her, please bring her back home. We're not going to tell. Just let her go and we will not come looking for you. We're going to put this behind us. All we want is for her to come home. You're not going to be in trouble. Just let her go. If you know anything, please, anybody, come forth. And they were well-respected people. They didn't have a lot of money, so they were just confused. Like, we have our own house, and we both make enough to be financially comfortable, but it's not enough for anybody to want to steal from us. So 3 long months have gone by, and randomly, one day, a man is flying his helicopter and he sees Yara's body in the field. And all he saw was shoes at first. And then when he got closer, he realized it was a body. And she had been there for 3 months. So sadly, the police had to tell Yara's parents that they found her dead. They were hoping that she was at least kidnapped and unharmed. But unfortunately, she had lost her life. And so that was hard news on the parents. And the messed up part about this whole thing is the autopsy showed that she died just from being in the cold. Like, she didn't die from anything else except for the fact that she was left in the fields in the cold. That was it. But the autopsy showed that her bra was unhooked, but it didn't show signs of rape. She wasn't raped at all, but it looked like her attacker tried to rape her because his DNA was left on her underwear, which showed that the attacker got hurt when he was trying to rape her or when he was struggling with her. She must have been fighting back, and she had a couple, it showed that she had been attacked with a sharp object. So he must have tried to slice her up to get her to stop fighting, and then he ran away. And she probably was just hurt to the point she couldn't walk. But that's not what killed her. It was her being in the cold. So all they have is DNA. That's it. This one little piece of DNA. Nothing else. Oh, yes, they do. There was they found lime on her, and they found this cloth like rope thing that construction people use. So there was two things that they could go off. This DNA, and they know whoever DNA it is works in construction. That's all they know. So what they decide to do, just like they did about wiring everybody's phone, they're like, okay, we're about to do DNA tests on everybody. In the 18,000 DNA tests, this was the most expensive case in Italy. They blew a bag trying to find her killer. So they ended up finding a almost exact match. And that was good enough for them. His name was Damiano. But he had an alibi. He was all the way in South America when she got attacked and disappeared. So it wasn't him, but they found out because it was almost an exact match. That means that the murderer is related to Damiano. So they're like, okay, we need to do a DNA test on your whole family. And so Damiano was like, okay, I have 11 aunts and uncles. And the police is like, oh my God, this is dragging. Like, that's going to be a long time finding all these people. But they did it. So they found out all of these aunts and uncles was clear except for this man. He looked like he looked like a match because he was already in the system. His name was Giuseppe. But Giuseppe died 11 years ago. So it was just like, oh my gosh, this man died. And so they like, okay. So they pull up on his wife and they told him, like, your husband, rest his soul, but he is now a suspect in the murder that happened 3 months ago. Even though he died 11 years, we got to figure this out. And he's the closest right now. And so the wife is like, okay, I'll do anything to help. Here goes all of his little stuff that I have. And it was a box and it had postcards, driver's license, and all that. Well, the postcard was an envelope that he was about to send to family that he had licked to fold the envelope. Yo, they took the DNA test off of the licked envelope. Now, remind you, he licked it. He died 11 years ago, but ain't no telling when he licked it before that. So this envelope is so old, they were still able to take DNA tests off of that. I don't know about y'all. Am I being dramatic? But that blows my mind. So they find out just by DNA that he is the biological father of the murderer. So they go to the wife and they like, your kids, we got to run tests on them because one of them is one of them murdered Yara. And she's like, what? Like, she couldn't believe it. So they run DNA tests on all 3 of the kids, which they're adults now, but it's Giuseppe and his kids and his wife's kids. They run DNA tests on them. No match. What do y'all think that means? Yes, Giuseppe, Papa was a Rolling Stone, okay? And he thought he was about to take that stone and roll it to his grave. He was like, I ain't telling nobody. Yeah, Giuseppe has another baby. He stepped outside of his marriage, got somebody else pregnant, and just never said anything all these years. Imagine the wife. She was probably like, she probably didn't know what to feel. Like, that's my laid to rest husband. But I'm pissed off because it's like, you kept that secret from me. So now it's just like, what else did you keep from me? Oh, God, my whole life is a lie. Like, when I say everything runs through your head, when you find some stuff out from somebody that was supposed to be, having that owed you loyalty, we ain't going to get all into that. But homegirl was like, ooh, really now? So they went as far as, because the wife was like, no, there's no way. So they went as far as the police dug up Giuseppe's body just to take a DNA test to make sure they knew what they was talking about. And what do you know? Yes, it was the same match from the envelope that made Giuseppe the biological father of whoever killed Yara. This is crazy. Oh, honey, the police, they got the whole town talking. Like, they just being messy. They like, we need to find out who this man had an affair with. So y'all need to, this is about Yara right now. Figure it out. So weeks later, one of Giuseppe's old friends go to the police and was like, there was a young girl a long time ago that Giuseppe got her in trouble. And they're like, what does that mean? They're like, well, what's her name? And they say her name was Esther. They look her up in the system, find her address. They go to Esther's house. And they're like, the person that got you in trouble, one of his kids has killed somebody. We're looking for them. And we need to know if you had a baby by this man. And she's like, no. She was like, I never had an affair with this man. I have been married for years, and I only have 2 children. They're a set of twins, and I'm married. My kids is by my husband. And they're like, well, let's run tests just to be safe. We're not saying you're lying, but let's just, we're the police. We have to we got to cross our T's and dot our I's. So she like, all right. So they look into their system and they realize the test has already been done on her, but it wasn't a match. And they're like, let's run it again. So they ran it again and it was a match. One of her kids killed Yara. And we find out at the same time, them ain't that man's babies. Them is Giuseppe's babies. And the boy twin, guess what his middle name is? Giuseppe. Ain't that crazy? Like, you was having fun with that, sis. Like, really? That's like your husband cheating on you with somebody named Chelsea. And when y'all finally have a baby, he says, I want her middle name to be Chelsea. And you just like, oh, that's so cute. You want to name your daughter? That's so cute. Thinking it's a bond and he really holding on to something. Yes. And they was like, whoa, when they figured that out, them DNAs match. Because she had already Esther had already took a DNA test. Because remember, they tested everybody. But the people that was doing the DNA matching, they made a mistake and they matched Esther's DNA to Yara's DNA when they were supposed to be matching everybody's DNA to the killer's DNA, not Yara's. So they messed up on that part, but they was able to backtrack and they found out the killer matches Esther and Giuseppe, which shows that they had a baby together. They had babies together because it was twins. And now this is how this man about to find out years later, because these twins is adults now. Okay, so that's not even a good part. So now they got to figure out how to get the twins to take a DNA test. But they're like, we know for a fact it's one of them twins. So we not about to tell them what they're doing. One of the twins, they tracked him down. It was a boy, and they were specifically looking for a boy because of the chromosomes. And so they tracked him down, figured out his whereabouts, and so they knew which way he was going every day at what time. And so they put up this breath tester thing, in the roadblock where they test to see if you drinking and driving. They did one of those. And so it was like slowly walking through. He was with his family and everything, and he breathed into it. They put it in the bag, and it was like, oh, this one not working. Could you do it again, sir? And so he did it again. So they had 2 of them just to double check. And so it came back a perfect match. This man killed Yara, tried to rape her, but because she fought back, he attacked her to the point she can't walk nowhere, but left her in the cold for her to die. And so as soon as it came back to be a match, they went to his job, and he's a construction worker. He was on top of a roof when they pulled up on him. This man tried to jump off the roof trying to run as soon as he saw the police pulling up. You guilty already. So then in court, he ends up getting life to prison. He swear up and down he did not do this. And his mom is swearing up and down she ain't never had an affair with her husband. Y'all, a family that lie together, stay together, okay? Like, that's a hot mess. Like, both of y'all lying, like, when we got the proof right in y'all's face. Honey, what's done in the dark come to light even after you die, okay? Post notification goes to... Thank you so much for having your post notifications on. Shout out to you for being the first to comment on the last video. If you would like a shout out, all you have to do is be the first to comment on the next video. Always remember, happiness does not make you grateful, but gratefulness makes you happy. If you would like to see more true crime videos, then click right here. If you would like to subscribe to this channel so that you never miss another video, then click right here. I love you and I will see you guys in the next mukbang.